Hi and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be planting a container which is going to be filled with herbs for cocktails. I'm really excited about today's episode because this is a really interesting project. Now, we've got a container here. It's actually an ice bucket. And as you can see, it has cheers written on the front there. And this is going to be used for our herb container. So, herbs for cocktails container. Now, it's had holes drilled in it. Obviously, we need drainage. And it's just perfect for a planter. Now, I've got my herbs here. All these herbs can be used in vodka and in gin as well. So many people today love gin. So many different types of gin, and these herbs are just perfect for that, and for vodka as well. I will be here all day if I try to go through the list of spirits that could go with these herbs. So there are so many others that they go with. Mint as well goes with rum. So we've got mint there going into the container. When we plant the mint, this is going to be interesting. Mint is quite an invasive plant. It's a great plant to have in your garden, but when you do plant it, always keep it in a pot. So keep it in either container that it's come in or a bigger container if you put it into the garden itself. But this could literally take over this entire pot and kill everything else off, literally. So we need that to stay in its pot. I'm going to start. I place the plants out as I want them planted. So we're going to have the lemon thyme and the thyme on either side. We've got the rosemary, we've got the mint at the back there, and the basil as well. All these herbs are just perfect with the drinks that I've mentioned. Also, there's something else that's great. Paul's made these lovely little labels for me. So I'll be able to put those in. So we've got rosemary, we've got mint, and they're going to be placed around in the container as well. It's just a nice finishing touch. And what better thing to be doing when you're getting from work of an evening than something like this. This is a perfect project, especially because it involves drink as well. Now, in the bucket here, I've got a multi-purpose compost with added grit. We've got lots of grit in there because we need it for the drainage. Obviously, these do not want to be sat in water. Also, something else to remember, this needs to be in a sunny position as well. We wouldn't create this container and then place it somewhere in a really shady spot. It's not going to work like that. We need it out in the sun. These herbs need the sunshine, and they're just going to be fantastic in this container in a nice sunny position, and we'll be able to use them in lots of drinks that we put together. So let me get planting. I'm going to start. I'm not going to use gloves. What I am going to do is just try and fill this container up to a certain level first of all. The reason why I didn't do it already in preparation was simply because I wanted to show you the drainage holes and how many there were. There were lots of drainage holes in this. They need it. These herbs do not want to be saturated and sat in water. That would not lead to a good outcome. So what I'm doing is just gradually filling this up. So yeah, this is amazing. I love this. I love doing projects like this. And you know, after a busy day, nothing better than getting back home, getting into the garden, and just creating something really magical and special that we can enjoy for the rest of the summer. And this is something that, you know, we all like to have people round at the house for drinks, and this is just perfect for anybody that does such a thing. So if you like having people round and over for drinks, it's nice to prepare something like this as a bit of a focal point, really. So what I'm going to do is keep filling this up. I'm not going to go too mad, because obviously I need to make sure that we've got plenty of room for the herbs to go in there. But there you go. Now this one is our lemon thyme. Prise this out of the packet there. I'm going to place the packet on the lawn out of the way. But look at this. And the lemon, the scent of lemon on this is absolutely amazing. I love it. It's lovely. So I'm going to place that on there. The pot's probably going to blow away, but it doesn't matter. I'll tease some of these roots apart, and basically that one is going to go here. In fact, I'm going to add a bit more soil to this. Do you know what? Let me do this the other way, the old-fashioned way, and just shove it all on. Not the most patient of people, and in situations like this that becomes apparent because I've not got time to keep spooning that on like that. Perfect, that's better, that's more of a level that I'm looking for. So I don't want to fill the container right to the top. I want to make sure that there's lots of space for when it rains or when it's watered, the container, that the soil, again, I've mentioned this in other videos, but the last thing you want is the soil to be right to the top of the container and then it just spilling out all over the place. You know, the plants are not getting the water that they need and you're just getting soil everywhere, and it's not a good look. So the lemon thyme is going at this part of the container there, so I'll just, bit of more of a hole there, place that in. Feel the soil around it, but it's going to be lovely when this is done. Going to be absolutely amazing. It's a really interesting one, this, because we all like a drink, don't we? Or many of us do. We like a bit of a drink at the weekend, and this is just a great way of doing that. I'm going to pop the next one in, and this one is our basil. It's something that, you know, you can do for, you know, you could even make one of these for someone as well as a nice gift. Just like herbs for cocktails kind of thing. You could make this as a present for someone if someone's got a birthday in the summer. It's a really good idea. I like doing little projects like this. Now with the basil, I am going to split it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, if you come a bit closer, I'm just going to prise it apart like that. Didn't mean to cut it neater down the middle, but that's not too bad, is it? So I'm going to place this one in this side here. Just great to be out in the garden of an evening. Because there's so many plants in one container, I'll put this to one side, okay, because this will have another use somewhere else in the garden. Because the last thing we want is the plants just literally putting things in that are too big for the space. This is suitable for purpose. It's not a forever thing, it's for now, it's for the summer. And so we're fine with that. Now, this one. Let's put our mint in. Now mint, as I said to you earlier, I place the bags sort of in the holes of this table, because that way they're not blowing around the garden, because I can hear that one that I've just placed on the floor just blowing around everywhere. Now that's staying in the container. It's okay, it's happy as it is. Look at the roots on that. Some really big roots there, look at that one. Wow. It's thuggish, it will take over. It's staying in this pot. It is not taking over this container. So again, what I will do, I'll have to make more of a space because it's staying in the container, but that's how we do it, just like this, and then backfill around. Mint is lovely to have in the house, and we can make a nice mint tea with this. Makes a great infusion. Mint tea is really good for us. It's a really nice, makes a really nice brew as well. Also, it's just lovely that you can have these herbs around, not just for drinks purposes, but for culinary purposes as well. And that's what's great about this. And I can always backfill at the end around the herbs should I need a little more of the compost. But remember, it will have added grit in there to help with the drainage. Now let's include the thyme. Now my favourite thyme is obviously the lemon one, because you can just rub my fingers against it and get that lovely lemon scent on there. But the other thyme is going in this corner. So that's going to go in there. I'm going to grab some compost and down the side. Again, at the end I will top dress it as well. But I'm just making sure that the plants are not too low in the container, because we can be too skinny with things. We do want things to go over the edges. Last thing we want is just things just below So the height of the plant itself is actually below the container, so we can't see them. Rosemary. Now rosemary, if left, this would grow into quite a big plant and quite tall as well. So we really need to, this is another one that we need to keep a check on as well. At the end of the day, this container is temporary. It's for this summer. It's not permanent. It's not for years and years to come. It's not going to last. It's a nice little treat to ourselves for the drinks that we create. And I just think it's a really nice, see that rosemary, notice them, how I'm placing it in the pot. I was putting it that way at first, but remember, that's not the right way. Remember, this is the front of the container, so what we need is it leaning and lending itself more that way, like that. And that completes the ensemble. Now, the mint will perk up eventually, once that's had a nice drink. I'm going to put some more of the compost in there, because it seems to be disappearing. And it's just a great thing to do of an evening, to get in and do something, create something really special. And do you know what? This, I keep saying this about a gift for someone, but I think it's a really lovely idea, you know, for a friend, a family member or a neighbour, just to create something really special. You can do it for any occasion, it doesn't have to be just about drinks, but we're doing this one for drinks, so herbs for drinks, cocktails. And I think that is our container completed. What I'm going to do now is give the plants a water with this lovely watering can. It'll just help them to settle in, because the last thing we want is for everything to be dry. The mint is certainly Paul's favourite, because he likes to drink a mojito. So, and obviously that forms an important part of that drink. And making sure these have a really good first water, okay? There's a reason for that. I'm not going to keep watering this all the time. These herbs, like, you know, they can handle dry conditions. They do need to be watered until they're settled, but at the end of the day, what you need to make sure of is that things are well watered. When you plant anything, any plant in the garden, do not be moving things at this time of year and planting things and expecting everything to be okay. If it's been really dry, the soil's dry, the compost is dry if you're doing a container like this, and you just place things, you know, put things in the ground, cover it over, and this compost or soil's like dust. It's like being in the desert, not going to lead to a good outcome. That's how we lose things. We also need to be careful because there's a fine balance between overwatering and underwatering as well. It's about getting that balance right. And remember, you know, you can keep an eye open for the weather. If you know it's about, if say you were planting this and it was about to rain and all of a sudden the heavens opened, you know, you wouldn't really need to water it if it was getting a good downpour. It's just about using common sense. Anyway, I know that these are going to be absolutely amazing. I'm going to use our sticks now. So I've got our mint, so that's going to go in. So I'm going to have this at the front of the mint. I do not want it behind, okay? So we've got our mint in there. We've got our rosemary, okay? So I'm going to pop that at the front there, our rosemary. And then we've got our lemon thyme, and we know that that's right at the front there. Need to be really careful with these labels because they're so beautifully done. We've got our basil. So our basil is there. And I'm going to pop this. I'm not going to put it behind. I'm going to pop it sort of in front of the basil. Okay. And then we've got our thyme just to one side there. And that's our thyme. These are lovely little labels. Absolutely amazing. And it just helps as well. It just adds a finishing touch to it. We know what these herbs are. If you didn't know what they were and you were going to forget, this is a perfect way of remembering what you've got in your garden, what you've got in your container in this case. But it's just a finishing touch, and it just looks nice. And it's a nice, you know, when it's a gift as well, it looks something really special. You could also create these and sell them as well if you wanted to. You know, there's always, I'm always looking for that business opportunity, and yeah, this is no exception. This is a really nice container, and it's going to definitely see us through the summer with our drinks. The labels in this container are actually sort of like little wooden pegs on wooden ends of the chalkboard and each of the herbs is written in chalk. Now you could make that more permanent by creating labels that would withstand rain and the elements. In this case it's just a finishing touch, and so if it was to rain in our case we will certainly be bringing these in, otherwise we'll have to keep writing them out over and over again. But if you wanted something more permanent you could create that as well. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with you on this really sunny evening. Sunny summer's evening, and it's just so nice to be out in the garden after work. Thank you for watching. Please give the video a like. Also, if you have any comments, drop them in the comments box below. We'll try our best to answer any questions or queries, or if you just got a comment on the video and you've enjoyed watching it, we would appreciate that. And if you've not hit the subscribe button yet, please do so. It's totally free to subscribe. You do not have to pay a fee or anything. It just lets you know when our videos come onto the channel, you'll be able to see them on yours. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Please do take care, and we will definitely see you on the next one.